All right. Good morning, traders. Good morning. Good morning. You should see my screen, hear my voice. You should be able to chat with me, chat with each other. Excuse me. All right. Good morning, Bit Boss. Good morning, Mike. Good Wednesday morning to you, Kent. Morning, Vladimir and Doug. Someone just came through as iPhone. So good morning, iPhone. Whoever you are. Officially, Victor. Good morning, Victor. Officially welcome out to the Options Income Launchpad Wednesday Market Midpoint. My name is Scott. I will be your host. As always, what we do is for education and illustrative purposes only. Nothing we do or say should be intended as a recommendation to buy or sell any security or financial product. We're not brokers. We're not advisors. We don't give personalized investment advice. Any decisions made from information seen here should be done so at your own risk. Good morning, Stephen D. Glad to have you. Good to see you. As always. All right, what are we going to do? Let's talk about the open. Pretty good. We'll check in on our posture. Mindset for open trades, review the opportunity list for some setups, talk about analytics, and we'll see where it puts us. Okay, let me just get a couple of things going here. Let's SPY. Market opened flat. So I believe the NASDAQ opened bullish. Let's take a look at the Qs. Up 0.29. Yesterday was very interesting for the NASDAQ, for the Qs, because it opened down, sold off pretty far, and then recovered almost all of it. We did have volume yesterday. For those who didn't come, let's pull up the SPY. We did get a volume day. So remember, we've talked about tie goes to the buyers, but only if it's active, an active day. If it is, if there's no extra volume, we're starting to think that's passive, and the tie would be a zero. Not a huge deal, but just interesting to see if that starts to come our way. You'll notice here, though, let's zoom in. We did get above average volume. We had 54 million relative to 49. So it was about 10% above average. We only need 5. Right? And so but who do we score it for? Well, yesterday it was only down 0.15%. What was the prediction, Stephen? I don't remember what it was. And bonjour to you, Sandy. Comment ça va? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, this is a tie. That's what I'm leaning towards. I'm just gonna go grab the T and move it over here. This is a tie. Okay. Today, what do we have? A little bit of an engulfing pattern. Not much yet. Market open flat. And so far, what do we have? Buyers. Excuse me, sellers coming in. Interestingly, it's pretty low volume for the start of the day. Typically above average, and then it starts to slow down, and then well, I guess we have a couple more minutes. Maybe it'll still be there. All right. Let's go back. So let's start piecing it together. Pervasively, our market posture is good. We've seen underlying conditions improve. Where are you? Let me bring it over here. We've seen underlying conditions improve. Let me see. To a 4.5 and 5.25. This is a solid bullish market right now. But we're overextended. We've been in an overbought condition for a while. We seem to be rolling down. Do we think there's a good chance of a consolidation? Sure. Is that what we're predicting? Not necessarily. We're still just, if you're in trades, you're managing them to go higher. If you're out of trades, you're looking for trades that are setting up. We still have those, and we're going to wait. Are they likely to fire a trade on Amazon, a trade on Google? Is it likely to give a signal on a day when the market's down? Less likely, right? So if the rest of the market's consolidating and then everything turns at once, that's kind of what we're looking at. So keep that in mind. Vladimir, good morning, or Peter, good morning to you. All right. We definitely need to go look at the VIX. Definitely need the VIX. Give me 1 second to pull that up. And where is it? There we go. As I said, for me, the VIX is coming from lows. It's moving off of this low. It just sort of did the same low during this period. Never really made a anything other than that. So if I'm drawing my points, that's the last high. That's the last low. It doesn't matter if it's there or there. They're the same. That's the last low. We're coming off of that low. My thought is we're heading into this area. And that if we turn around, it's a lower high, and that's going to indicate to us that's going to indicate to us a continuing de-escalation in the institutional mindset, and confirm a trade window. The everything right now that's doing well. Let's go back. Let's just drop the SPY back in here. And you'll notice the last time we got what we consider our signal came right out of here. And right, so there was the consolidation at the end of this. And then we broke out of it. And when we made that move, that's when we were able to push. So right now, we may be consolidating sideways. We may already be in it. It doesn't have to be this. If it does that, we're not like, oh my God, nobody saw this coming. Yeah, certainly there's a probability element that it could pull back the way that it has a tendency when it's cycling, even in a trend. But right now, we certainly seem to be entering here a very similar pattern to here. Because back there, we also thought it might do this. Or it might do what would be more in line with a flag slash pennant consolidation, short-term minimal price retracement, breaks out, makes the next move. So what are we doing right now? We just had another pull, which is the upward movement here. And now it's moving into a consolidation. It's overbought. It's we're seeing the stochastics cross. It's slowed down and at least started going sideways. Again, this is not us like, oh, well, we think the market's about to go down. It's us saying the market looks like it's consolidating where there's equilibrium between buyers and sellers. And then if there's more profit taking, then there is, prospectors. That's when we have the pullbacks. And then as the pullbacks happen, people are like, ooh, it's not going to go much further. They get in and they start pushing it high. And there's a very psychological element. A very psychological element to what's going on. Okay. Update on the scratch off ladder. Very nice. Okay, so we are now almost 15 minutes in. 3 of 4 opening range candles, sellers, and it did. You can see it did drop off above the average, and then all of a sudden it dropped. And then we're about to be in that same average but not more level where the buyers are fighting. They've stabilized it. Now we're on the 4th candle. Let's see what happens from here. Okay. So Apple still pushing higher. It's just sort of on its post earnings get run. It gapped up, pulled back a little, and then just sort of popped out of it. And it's just coasting up. It's good for the NASDAQ. Obviously, this is part of why the NASDAQ. Remember that Apple's 11% of the NASDAQ of the QQQ, 11%. There is let's see. Let's keep going. I was just going to take a quick peek at Microsoft. Microsoft is 7% of the NASDAQ, 6 or 7. That one's not nearly as good. Apple's definitely having a much bigger impact on it, though. Archer Daniels, kind of flat. Applied Materials is earnings tomorrow. It hit this target here. It made this move. So if you're still riding, it is a time decay strategy if you still are in the alert. especially when it's in the money the way that it is. But I would not hold that through earnings. AMD is new. Over the last week or two, we've been running searches and I've been writing them down, and then I finally got everything uploaded in. So, because of that, as we go through today, if there's anything on our list where we're like, I don't know, Scott, I don't think I'd ever trade that. There's some new things today, and we'll see if they all stand the test. This AMD clearly does. But when we're done today, this includes technology, industrials, consumer discretionary. We even did comm services last night, but there really wasn't anything good there. Um, so I don't even think I wrote a single one down. Maybe I did. Anyways, okay. So keep an eye on that because you're going to be like, wait, when did we start watching AMD? I don't. AMKR still flat, still in its consolidation. Amazon close. This looks great. Looks very close. Whenever this thing stabilizes and then starts to turn up again, that's an opportunity for us. APC. Um, APC is new. Maybe this was from last night. Arco Patrol. No, this is. Where did this come from? Oh, I wondered if I wrote the symbol down. Was it APG? Yeah, I think I meant to write APG, though I don't know that I like this one either. You can see like post earnings, it sort of just like rolled over and fell. I'm not putting either one of those on. Sorry. See, didn't stand up. It did not hold up. Okay. Okay. Where would be next? Oh, ASX. ASX. Again, if you're still, I mean, this thing's just sort of like trying, but it just can't quite get. If that's the level, that's the level. So, if nothing else, you should at least be tightening your stop and thinking about when are you going to take the rest of this off the table. AA was one I was going to add. But boss said, fair. AA added. And let's just go take a look at it since we said we're going to have it. AA. Oh, yeah. Okay. It was on there before. It looks like it kind of like really battled. Never got down to the 100. Battled to hold the 50. Now it's back above it. So, yeah, as long as it makes a higher low on its next, I definitely think that this makes sense. Okay. Back up to ASX AXP. No, I'm not sure how much longer I'll keep AXP even on the list. It's really sort of lost. In fact, I'm not going to. We don't need a credit. If one didn't show up and look better than that, I'm going to say not the best place right now. AXTI new, strong, higher high. Um, now what? On a pullback, if it could pull back to 109, could go all the way to 70 95. If it had a pullback like this. But it definitely looks like it's overbought and due to come back into this area. So I like it. It's got prospects, good volume, makes me think there should be decent options there. And yeah. Okay, Baba. Baba's earnings came out. Expected to make $1.01, and they only made 9 cents. I know they have a heavy AI investment. Um, I know they have a heavy AI investment, but I don't know that how this possibly is going up on that. Anyways, interesting. Bank of America, no BCS. So there's really some issues in financials, and we're in one now that we're wondering if it's going to hold up or not. You can see it in Bank of America, but it is trying to hold a support level. Trying to hold a support level. Baidu is new. Actually, that is the only one. I think it's like a Google for Chinese Google. Um, let's see. It's got earnings. We're gonna have to just kind of watch it. Wait and see how the earnings come, and then I think we could go ahead and make a, but it's worth keeping an eye on it in the time being. Not a trade setup though. BW had earnings, great. It's now starting to uh, hit some resistance, like a lot of things. We'll see what happens from there. Okay, so this is City struggling, and we'll see if it's going to be able to survive. Um, can it survive? We'll see if it survives today. It's not looking good. It's on life support. Held up yesterday. It was down here. By the end of the day, back up into a place that it could survive. Today, less so. And again, this is showing us concerns with the financial sector that I'm curious how those are going to look. Uh, let me take a quick peek at a heat map. Let's see. What do we have? Yeah, the industrials across the board, financials across the board. Consumer cyclical doesn't look great, other than Amazon and Tesla are holding up. Consumer defensive, Walmart, Costco, a couple that we've talked about. Utilities are down. Semiconductors look good. Not much else. Okay, let's see. Um, yeah, we'll see. um, Financials are third from the bottom above only healthcare and utilities, which, right? Caterpillar still looks all right. Okay, let's see. This is new. Kava Group. Kava Group was looking good here. Now it broke its 50, broke the 100. Kava's off the list. I added them without looking. So if you're like, why would you put that, Scott? Yeah, that's not really, I don't really like that one so much. Hey, CF. CF's fine still, but it's not in a tradable position. Cisco earnings are aftermarket. If you wrote it all the way to today, you're still getting paid. I closed mine. If anyone still has one open, this was not a formal alert, but this is one that was talked about, and I know several people ended up trading. CSIQ, Canadian Solar. This is new in an upward trajectory, but it's got earnings tomorrow. So let's just wait and see how that one comes out. CSX pulling back. Delta. Ooh, Delta. Yeah. I mean, again, trade what you see. I see a stock that has just hit its same resistance for the same time, up around this 75 level after bouncing from there. If it comes back and it doesn't fall all the way back and have to make another run from down here, if it can make that run at 75 from here, then we think it can get on through there and make the breakout to the next level. So it's all about, does it stabilize and turn from this level? Okay, let's see. Dell. Ooh, Dell looks pretty good. This is new. You can see Dell, strong move up here. And now it's starting to consolidate. I would definitely look to trade this out of this consolidation. Mike says, how about NEM? Is that Newmont? Newmont. Kind of flat. You can see it did bounce up, and it just seems to be sort of in this channel here right now, more than anything. Okay, let's keep looking here. Uh yeah, I think we're almost there. Here is Dow Chemical, also just kind of sideways and flat. Um, Here is GE. I don't remember what the options were on GE. Um, but they look the stock looks like it's ready for a setup. Gold here GLD is actually down a bit today. Um, General Motors, we were like, ooh, General Motors maybe, and no trade. Still seems to be fighting the good fight, though. We'll keep an eye on that. I'm actually going to take this off and see if it develops more than anything else. Okay, let's see. Google. Oh, there's a good looking one right there. That's close. This is definitely one that we're going to be keeping an eye on. Stochastic still coming down. The question here is, do I think this is the flag and it's breaking out? Do I think this is the flag and you can see it's actually still in it? With the stochastics like it is, I'd probably be more looking at it like this. Like it would have to do more today or a second day to be like, that's what I'm looking for. So this one I think is very much on the cusp, just not quite here yet. Okay. Goldman Sachs. No. Again, you can see I'm going to keep it, but you can see that the financials are really, as we've said, lingering, not doing much. Though, here's a bright spot. This is a new one. Interactive brokers. I do want to see how do the options look. Interactive brokers is off a new high, pulling back. Looks like there could very much be a setup there. Um, Maybe I'll get to the options. Let's put this red. Risk profile, simulated trades, options. Okay, they have weeklies. Nope, change symbols on me. IBKR, they do have weeklies. June. Oh yeah, they've got pretty good open interests. Yeah, I think that you could go in there and trade those. They're not super tight spreads, but they're pretty good. Okay. Intel in a pullback, but if you believe in the trajectory, this thing's setting up possibly. Okay, here is IWM Russell. I actually would say this. Sometimes it's hard to find with options good small cap trades. And in that case, I like to trade the IWM. So right now, I'm definitely looking at this for a potential trade setup. Anybody else trade the ETF for small caps? Let me know. JCI. Okay. I would actually say now this is a new one from last week. We had to wait from earnings. Waited, and it actually, if it looks like this at the end of the day, this has a pretty good chance. We have a little bit of a cup and handle here. This is turning that. If this breaks, we're really looking for one of these. 126 to 143, 17 at least. So that puts us up at 155. Yeah, I'd probably have a target up at 155. Hmm, that makes sense, I think. Okay. Uh, Let me delete the lines. This is a new one. Lionsgate Studios. I'm actually liking the way this one looks too. Let me see the options here. This is a pre-earnings trade, so there's not a ton of time. Um, but it's got good open interests. 50 by 35. I'd probably be looking. Ooh, I don't love the spreads on the 12s. Oh, that's better. 115 by 135. Well, that's kind of interesting for a quick hit. You can see it's fluctuating. If at the end of the day it's back down here, that's a no-go. But if it's above, I'd probably say this high, 1229 at 1230 or higher. I'm thinking I like it. It's at 1226 right now. It was as high as 1243. Um so yeah. Keep an eye on that through the day. It's a couple of new ones calling out for some setups. We'll see if those come through. Lumentum, no. LRCX. I'm trying to manifest it down to me here. If I can. Let's see. Lunar, way overextended. So Lunar has its earnings in a couple of in tomorrow. So you may be wondering what happened here. Well, what happened here was it benefited from Rocket Lab earnings. So the expectation is to see a similar type of um, a situation arise when they have their earnings, essentially. Okay, MasterCard, same thing. I'm kicking them off. There's no reason. There's no reason. MFC earnings are coming up. Oh, somebody had a symbol and I missed it. I think maybe not. No, no, I didn't. Never mind. Sorry. Sorry. If I did miss it, ping me and tell me. Okay, let's see. MNST Monster overextended. Marvel. Ooh, Marvel just still going. Um, okay. Oregon is sideways. Microsoft is down. Micron still just kind of hanging out. Netflix. You might think, why are you still watching Netflix, Scott, if you're not going to trade it? Well, because I don't stop watching Netflix. Um, Nokia. Oof, Nokia actually, you can see here, looked like it was stabilizing. Then it had a smashing signal, and then it just sort of hasn't really held up. So I don't know. I'll still watch it, but see what happens there. Nvidia strong, close to earnings. So at this point, you're really closing down potentially something that you were in. Um, NVT looks good, but needs a pullback. Palantir, nothing there. Q's today showing consolidation. I was This is the real real. We were like, look at the real real. It's coming back. We traded the real real back here. And then it had this move, and now it was coming back, but the earnings have obviously come out and derailed it, so it's not going to make the list. Okay. Unreal. The real real is not real at all. Rivian down. I'm going to take Rivian off. It was trying, same thing. It's like we're doing it, we're doing it, and then all of a sudden it's like, nope. The earnings come out and it's a no go. Okay. SCHW. Charles Schwab. I don't know. I mean, Interactive Brokers for me right now has some great, has a much stronger trend. You can see this thing is just kind of sitting down at the bottom. It had its earnings, it gapped down and ran down, made a low. It's under the 200. I want to see this thing prove itself a little bit better. Okay. Let me see. Where was I? Where was I? Riot. Riot looks good, but overextended. Rocket Lab looks good, but overextended. Ring. Ooh. So it had earnings. They expected 60. They got 120. And then you can see the next day it opened, sold off, recovered, and then now it's sold off to the same place. Still holding the 50 though, right? It yeah, it's still holding the 50. Okay, let me see. Whoops, my reminder. Maybe good for a day trade when it turns. Ring. Yes. There you go, Gabe. This thing definitely has some big range days in here. That's a possibility. I'm gonna keep it there. Ross stores, I'm gonna keep it as well, just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. RTX sideways down at the bottom. It keeps coming up. Steven, did you have a chance to look? I know you only mentioned it yesterday. Let me keep saying, is it is are the what do we have available for us in the uh 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 in that sector? It's some poking around. Yeah, Steven, I did the same where I'm like, it feels like it should be, but we don't have it, right? We didn't have anything that was actually uh they all look very similar. They've made these huge pullbacks and there's just not much there for us. So, okay. Silver. I think silver is actually like copper. benefiting from the AI more than gold is. And that's what we're seeing here. And so if we had a pullback of silver back down here to this area, I would say there's a possibility there for us. Okay, let's see here. SNDK's in a little bit of a consolidation, but it's very difficult to trade that $1,600 stock. Here's the SPY. Let's go peek in on the ultimate range we found. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see that we're just right in the middle of the opening range now. So we don't really have a lot of lot to go on right now. STM, no. I mean, it's strong, but there's no trade. STX, strong, but no trade. Tesla looking for a consolidation. TSM, I like TSM. It's close. If there was a chip stock I like that's showing setup conditions more than any other, it's this one. It's not there yet, but I would say this is the closest. UPS, we were looking at for a downside. It's kind of stabilizing. We'll see what happens there. Here's a new one, VIAV. Nothing there right now. Viking Cruises. I would be looking at this like, hey, this looks pretty good if it weren't for the fact that it reports earnings tomorrow. Here's the VIX, just sort of in its zone here, neither bad nor good. Vodafone trying to recover after it got smashed on earnings. VRTV, that must not have been the right symbol. Oh, I do not hold through earnings, Stephen. You know that. No holding through earnings for me. So I closed in this area on this last day. Yeah. VRT, is that what it was supposed to be? Was VRT? Let's see. Oh yeah, that looks much better. Yeah, I'll keep that. Let's see. Um, Forgot about the earnings. Oof, okay, yeah. I set myself reminders. I just don't like to miss those. Okay. MO, let's take a look. VRTV. Let me get through the rest of this here. VSH is a new one. Earnings. We got to wait for that to come down. WDC setting up. That's probably the most affordable one too. Walmart, maybe. MO, is that Philip Morris? Altria, that's what it is. Ooh, Altria, yeah. El Jago. Are you in? I would say yeah. Let's see. What else? What else? What else? Okay. In at 24.90. Uh Hymns. Let me pull that one up. Ooh, so it survived the earnings. Yeah, looks great today. Um, Looks great today. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing today. So I would what was it, a swing, or was it more of a, like just a quick like momentum trade, 1 or 2 days? Yeah. Well, I mean, you might just ride today's momentum and see where it finishes. Okay, let's see. Popping back around just to kind of revisit a couple things. Where was I? Now I forgot which ones were looking good. Baidu looks crazy. Uh, IBKR's close. Google's close. I think we're seeing some things today. I think we're seeing some things today. Let's see. Anything else we're missing? I would definitely be on the lookout for alerts today. There's a few things that look pretty good, look like they could be turning. So we'll be keeping an eye out for those, and we'll see where they take us. Anything I missed? Looks like a pretty okay day. Things are holding up right now overall in the market. What do I think about love at 45? Southwest Airlines. Let's take a peek at that. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Uh Options are decent. Yeah. I mean, it's trying, right? I think I like Delta a little better, but it's kind of broken this little consolidation. If it can make this turn, then we have some thought that it can make that next move, right? Uh, and that's what we'll be looking for there. Okay. Great to see everybody. Tomorrow morning, Glenn will be on. Tomorrow night, we'll both be on. I definitely would be keeping an eye out today for some alerts, possibly 1 or 2. Have a great rest of your day, And as always, happy trading.